Alrighty guys, I don't think I took a video last night. I just kind of got aggravated and then went back inside to watch Oak Island. I don't know if anybody else watches that, but anyhow, I fixed the bead on the inside tire here. Basically, I pulled it off and I smeared some grease around it and put it back on, and it's been every bit of 14 hours, say, and it's still got air in it, so must have fixed that. And what aggravated me was the headlights. I hooked up the headlights. It blew the fuse, and I started monkeying around, see what was shorting, blah 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 blah. And what I think it was, not necessarily a short. You can see this bulb is blown. I don't know if you guys can read the numbers, but it had 1078 bulbs in it instead of, I think you guys can kind of make it out there, 1078 instead of 1056s. So I think that was the problem. And these bulbs are really strange. I don't quite know how to explain it. See, they got like the filament in the middle and they look like burnt. Hear the random bits shaking around, so I think that was the problem. As of right now, they're working anyhow. I have this wired up so the key has to be on. It gets power through the accessory. And the lights turn on and off. I'm trying to do this one-handed, guys. There we go. But they should all be blowing down in there, I think. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nope, left one's up. Just a little bit of loose connections going on, but they do all work. So, that's that. So, then I think, and I know I didn't make a video of this, steering wheel was broke right here before. But I was pushing on this last night to get it off the ramps, and I broke the steering wheel over here. So, I guess I'm going to have to get some JB Weld and JB Weld the steering wheel back together. This used to be the steering wheel that was on the 818. And I'm thinking the 818 with the motor locked up and stuff. I got another steering wheel for it, by the way. That's why I took this one off of it. I'm kind of guessing maybe they moved it around, hit it with a loader or something, or some big old boy, bigger than I am, yanked on that wheel and tweaked it like so. But obviously, a guy the size I am was able to break the outside ring. There's only like 3 bits of steel in it, so it's only plastic. It's all plastic. And the other wheel I have, which come off of the 74 812, the metal piece down here where the bolt goes through is not attached to the wheel. There's like a half turn of play right there. So I gotta go dig up some JB Weld and some other things here and get that figured out. I guess I ought to shut the headlights off so the battery don't get dead, huh? And the keys, I'm not burning the points. And JB Weld that back together, which basically means I won't be driving this today, at least with this steering wheel. Still got to do the fuel system, and I don't have a battery that'll fit under the hood. This is the battery off the electric start cart. That makes it fairly simple to, try it and whatnot. So I'm gonna have to scrounge up a battery somewhere. Don't know where, but I have to look around. Maybe I'll find something. I don't think I have anything halfway decent anymore. All my stuff is either good or junk, or semi-good. What's anything I'd like to steal a battery out of? Nothing. I don't want to steal a battery out of any of them. So anyhow, just going to putter with that sort of stuff. Tires are holding air. Nothing is profusely leaking oil. I didn't run it last night. I just monkeying with the electrical, trying to figure it out. So I don't see any huge oil leaks or anything from yesterday. So I think we're okay there anyhow. So, like I said, 5 minutes of me doing nothing, showing what I did, talking about what I'm going to do, not doing a thing. So, get back at you guys. Oh, and there's how I got the broken part of the fuse out. Because I could not get the back piece to come out. I drilled into it with the drill bit, got it to spin, and then it come out with the drill bit. It's kind of night I was having. I fixed it this morning. Alrighty guys, so I got this thing held about as straight as I can get it, which isn't too bad for me and what I got to work with here. So I'm going to let that sit up, and I also mixed up enough. I finished off the last tube of JB Weld I had, and I'm going to try and fix this one too and just see. This one here is a better steering wheel, so don't get me wrong, so I would like to use this one. But I think the way it's messed up isn't going to work too well. But then again, this might not work too well either. This, because originally this had, well, the DPO drilled a hole through it and actually had a nail through it, so it like kind of keyed itself. So I could like solid fill it with JB Weld. It's big enough for like a 3/8 bolt, I think, at least 5/16. I guess I could take a bolt and a washer on either side, or yeah, a bolt and a nut with a washer on either side and clamp down on it, and it might work too. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be kind of like a last ditch effort sort of thing. Like I said, I was trying to avoid buying a whole lot of parts for this thing. Just trying to use up everything I got because I have so much. Just kind of, so far it's working out. So when I go in for lunch here, I'm going to look into the bearing for the steering. I half-assed started last night, and I don't know. I got sidetracked watching Oak Island, and then fell asleep. You guys know how that works. But other than that, you know, put the air cleaner on, the seat pan. I don't have the, you know, they have the bushings for like the seat pan to bolt to the frame so they don't tighten up. And 2 more frame bolts is all I really need. A battery, fuel hose, gas tank, and probably clean the carb again. I think it's just there's bits of that stuff on the inside of the fuel pump. I don't want to take the fuel pump apart because you guys know what a carb kit costs for this carb and fuel pump. And that was what I promptly broke on the 818, is the whole reason I don't think I ever got that to run right. Because, you know, hashtag didn't do it right, Mr. Stupid back then. So, it happens. Trust me, I was probably a little bit too young to be screwing with the 818, but I was. Yeah. Get that tractor turned out okay. So, alright, quit babbling. I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. And look around for a battery and something I'm not gonna use too often. I don't know. Because I don't know that I'm gonna use this too often. You guys get my drift here? So, anyhow. Be back with you guys in a bit. I guess I could have put the headlight switch in the dash. Give me something to do later. So guys, you can see I got the panel sitting on here anyhow. The only one that might be able to stay on is the seat pan. The hood, it's sitting on there, but I can't really bolt it down because of that big battery. It's holding the sides out pretty good. So I really don't want to put some bolts in there and just crank down on it. I could, but you know. So, like I said, I'm going to have to find a battery. Smaller battery. I did run the fuel line and hook it up. I haven't actually checked to see if it leaks or not, but it's hooked up. It's a thought that counts, right? I got a clip for on the hydraulic pin, ram pin, whatever you want to call it exactly. As you can tell, the seat desperately needs cleaned. Everything around here gets like a mold or a mildew to it, so I'll have to wash that before I really sit on it. obviously. The one thing I'm noticing here, while the seat pan isn't bolted down, the hole for the seat pan is, let me get this lined up here a second. Well, hold on, I'll come back with the holes for the seat pan is the whole way back here, but I mean, I can almost get my leg in between there and there. It's kind of weird. It's almost like this piece on the front of the seat pan is like the amount it should be forward. I don't know. I'm gonna go look at my other 8000s, because maybe I'm crazy. Either that or the running boards are extra short or something. I don't know. Because really it's sitting about right, because like the 818, the mufflers are about even with the hood, I think. I'm going to go do a little bit of looking around and I'll let you guys know. Go look at 82, 83. I'll look at the 8199, even though it's a long frame. And the 818 and just see what I can see. So, hold on guys. Maybe I ought to take a tape measure with me. Okay, I'm glad I come over here and looked at this, because on 83 here, it's actually bolted on with the bolts right behind the shifter handle, or the bolt hole there. Okay. That would make it line up right that direction, but I think it'll be too far forward and it'll look kind of weird. I don't know. I'm going to go look at that on the Onan and see what I see. I know the 400s were further back. Who knows? I mean, I do have a 400 right there. Got to measure a front attachment lift rod. One of the guys was wanting to know the length. Gonna cut a snowblower one down. Don't have a picture of that. One day I'll get all the drive shafts out and everything with a tape measure in line and measure them. You know, one day. Okay, 82 is also the same. It's the bolt hole right behind the shifters. So that's an 82 and 83. Let's go check out the 818. And I'll go back and look at the 8199. Yeah, 8199 KT. So I'm guessing at some point in 78 they put both holes in the frames, because the 78 818 does not have a hole here. It only has this hole. So interesting. Kind of tells me that tractor I have in the barn was originally a set up to be an 800 series. It was made during the same time as the 8000s. Interesting. Very interesting, Mr. Bond. And then I see that this set up about right. Alright, well. So I'm gonna have to... Because I think if I... It'd be nice to split the difference and have a hole right in between them. Because the 800 series seat pan actually overhangs a little bit. And this one has seat risers on it. I think the 818s did 816 perhaps. And all other ones that were an option, the seat risers, my 817 has them. So, anyhow. Interesting, very interesting, Mr. Bond. What you learned about the differences between the tractors that you thought were basically the same. Alrighty guys, so I got everything mounted up here. I'm sizing it out. I ended up mounting it in the shifter hole, or the hole right by the shifter over there, and I had to drill one over here. But it's all mounted up, and it looks like it's spaced up enough. It might be it's a smidge higher on the side where I drilled the hole, but should be able, a shift plate should be able to fit in underneath there. Because the shift plate actually goes back, there's a hole right about back in there, I'd say. So anyhow, everything seems alright. If I had a steering wheel, I could kind of imagine I'm doing something here, but, you know, kind of lacking that. But, yeah. So I'm kind of at a standstill with this until the JB Weld sets up, which that could be, a day or so, and I kind of got to look into some measurements for that spherical, call it a spherical bearing, as all Gravely calls it. I looked it up on Jack's small engine, and I have some measurements to go by now. I believe it's 0.498 by 1.3 something or other. Perhaps I'll stick it in the footage right here. Somewhere, maybe right here. And yeah, that's what I'm looking for the steering. Otherwise, the steering, shift plate, got to mount the air cleaner. Ooh. Well, I guess the air filter housing. Ooh. And then I think it's the same. I think it uses about the same air filter as a Magnum. I'll have to look into that. And should be about ready to go then at that point. I can kind of pick up my mess, which I have picked up most of it up off the floor. It's on the bench anyhow. And the bench looks like a bomb exploded, but this is what happens after a long project. Long project, use a lot of tools on. I ended up, I just bolted the hood down. I think you guys can see the bulge in it there from the battery. That's the way my 450 is. I'm glad I had the steel cage nuts in this one, because, yeah. That would have pulled the plastic out for sure, is what I'm tanking. So, anyhow. Later, gentlemen. Oh, and I did put in the forward and reverse safety too for starting. So it's exactly the same as my 818. You have to hold in on it for it to crank. And basically 2 washers back there is out a little too much. I think it actually, if you put a washer out there and held it, it would probably be good enough. But anyhow, only 1 washer back there, and it won't go past the interlock. Story of my life. Nothing goes easily. So that's it for right now, guys. Until I get some parts. Later. I mean, I could put some vice grips on the steering wheel and drive it with some gas in the tank, but that's unprofessional. I'd never do that.